Whew. It is Wednesday, March 5th, around 8:10. I think Connor and I will be on time to school, and I feel relatively clear-headed, so that's good.
We're on time for school.
Connor says we're on time from school, from the toilet. Yeah, today is mostly a working day. I don't think we have anything else going on. The biggest question for my day is whether or not I'll be able to think. I have a 2 o'clock deadline, and I very much like to hit that deadline. So yeah, I have to work from 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So about 5 hours to make it. It's probably about 3.5 hours of solid work, so 5 hours is pretty good. But yeah, we'll see. So it's an open question. Not quite on time.
Would you like some pizza?
Delicious.
I just went around.
So, I have about 3.5 hours left. I haven't made any significant progress. I'm feeling real slow. This is kind of the worst part of my depression. Not to negate other people experience depression. They have very different experiences. But for me, it's really all related to work. And I think in large part that's because my family, my volunteer work, all of that stuff, everybody's so accommodating to me when I am in this space. They give me so much room and they pick up so much slack for me, Melissa especially. So the only thing that really is a source of anxiety and dread is work, because I can't really. Some clients I talk to about it, most I don't. Rolling up to something like this where I've been pushing back a deadline for a little while and I really need to get something out. It's not, in reality, it's a relatively small amount of work, but that requires my brain to be functional. I think ideally in the future what I would have access to is more people, so that, and to better organize the finances of my contracts so that I could pull in other people when I'm down like this, because I could pretty easily explain, hey, build these 3 things, push this data into this thing, and make sure it does these 3 features. That would be pretty easy to do, and I could communicate to somebody else. I could have done that a couple days ago, had them build it, and then had the thing for the deadline. As it stands now, I don't have access to that. That is certainly something I should look into and work on. So what I need to do right now is build this. I did log into the various servers I need to log into. I did look at what I have so far and determine what the next steps are. So yeah, now I need to build it. about 40 minutes later. I've got about 2 hours. If I can get through the next 3 hours, that's 2 hours of accomplishing a task, 1 hour of a phone call, I'm good for today. And I have made it officially through today. I don't know what this means. Thing is, maybe some pop punk, maybe tiny moving parts. Turn on some music. No stories allowed, no YouTube, no nothing like that. I turned off the heater because the warmer it is, the more sleepy I am. That's just normal stuff. Tiny moving parts. Yeah, and sit here and finish this thing. So it's worth pointing out that for a big portion of my life, I assumed that this is something everybody does. That this was just procrastination and not something more attached to brain chemistry. So finding out that I actually had like a chemical problem that required medicine was a big revelation for me. Which is why I have developed these kind of small ways to work around that. Okay, so I had maybe an hour in me of mental faculty. It's an hour and a half in. I'm definitely blocked. Just can't think through anything. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to have the call and just let them know that, like, you know, I'm blocked and won't be able to move forward just yet. That we'll have to spend a little more time on this. It is what it is. The anxiety built up in me for not making deadlines is almost 100% my own fault. It's not like, I mean, they want things done, but clients always want things done. It's not a huge deal. The pressure is mostly internal. So I need to just kind of process that and let that be what it is. Realize that it's kind of, it's in my head, right? And have this call, and there are other things to talk about, so I can kind of redirect them and say, hey, I don't have this done, engineering problem. I'll get it done soon. Let's talk through that next thing, which is something I do pretty frequently. If I don't have a task done and I know it's coming up, that's the trick is, at least for me, I don't know if it's true for most engineers, but for me, if something's not done, I could get it done in the next 50 minutes after the call. It's not that it won't ever get done, it's that I'm locked up right now. And frequently that finishing that, like getting to the end, it's not a question of minutes or even hours or days. It's a question of when it will click for me. And it's hard to communicate that to a client because they're paying for my time. You want to try to communicate that they're paying for solutions and for the answers, but it's hard to sell that. So usually I just sell time. Yeah, so gonna have this call in about 20 minutes. I'm gonna try to clean some stuff up, but I think I've got nothing left to give on this right now. My main goal is staying awake until after the call. Okay, so I'm still down, I think. It's 2:10. The phone call lasted like 8 minutes. I said, yo, stuff's not ready. They're like, yo, when will stuff be ready? I'm like, I'm gonna try to have it tomorrow. They're like, cool, let's check in tomorrow. Everything feels more stressful than it actually is. And I already have like some stress and anxiety around client phone calls. It's mostly unfounded because usually they're awesome. And once I get off the phone, I feel great about them. But here we are, I guess this is just the reality of living with my bipolar and the anxiety that's like related to it. Anyway,